What's up, YouTubers, and welcome to our channel. Before I dive into this video, I just want to quickly say, if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the bell so you're notified whenever a new video is released. My name is Carl Jackson, and today I'll be your trusted informational guide. And in this video, we will be uncovering another potential blue chip DLT project. And this particular blockchain is called Stellar, but it's better known by its native Lumen token, XLM. In this video, you will quickly learn major highlights about this open source crypto project. So let's go ahead and get started. We have the XLM chart on display from TradingView, checking out the Kraken. We're not gonna do any chart analysis right now, but I will quickly click the latest news and check out what's going on with this particular project, Stellar. Okay, so we have Ethereum. It really has nothing to do with it. Novati Group. Okay, that's something. Let's go from, we'll start at Brazil. Brazil's largest crypto exchange partners with Stellar to work on a CBDC, and that's pretty big news. We'll touch on CBDCs a little bit in this video. It says on May 24th, Mercado Bitcoin, the largest cryptocurrency and digital asset platform in Latin America, announced its partnership with the Stellar Development Foundation, SDF, to participate in the development of Brazil's CBDC. And that's pretty huge going into this new digital world of finance. And we'll look at one more story. Novati Group, an international payments processor, has announced that it's developing a new stablecoin pegged to the Australian dollar in partnership with both Ripple and Stellar. That's pretty big news. And that just happened on June 9th, 2022. And so that's enough with the news. Let's find out what this project is all about. I'm going to jump over to the website. Okay, so let's just give a quick intro on this blockchain Stellar and check out what it's all about and dive deeper into the project. So, intro to Stellar. Stellar is an open source network for currencies and payments. Stellar makes it possible to create, send, and trade digital representations of all forms of money: dollars, pesos, Bitcoin, pretty much anything. It's designed so all the world's financial systems can work together on a single network. Stellar has no owner. If anything, it's owned by the public. The software runs across a decentralized, open network and handles millions of transactions each day. Like Bitcoin and Ethereum, Stellar relies on blockchain to keep the network in sync, but the end user experience is more like cash. Stellar is much faster, cheaper, and more energy efficient than the typical blockchain-based systems. And that is a good little introduction on Stellar. Okay, before I dive any deeper into the Stellar blockchain, I do want to give a small bit of history on the project's origin stories. It's definitely a drama-filled story about two partners, Jed and Chris, who were both full of love and passion towards this new technology. But shortly after the project launch, the lovers had major disagreements and decided to go their own separate ways. And okay, maybe the story's not that dramatic, but I'm gonna jump over to this article, which I will share in the description. And it does a great job explaining the different philosophies between the two. So here we go. Okay, so once upon a time, we had two developers, Jed McCaleb and Chris Larson, who decided to work together and build a blockchain-based solution to solve the problem that's associated with cross-border payments between financial institutions. So together, they came up with a blockchain solution and they named it Ripple. So about 2 years in the project, Jed decided to leave the company due to the differences in opinion and subsequently founded Stellar. And just a side note, I know in the crypto community, most people do compare XLM to XRP, and because of its history, they do have a lot of similarities, but Ripple was created in the aim of overcoming problems with cross-border payments, targeting large financial institutions, and the way that they currently conduct payments. Whereas Stellar, the main idea behind its development was to provide fast and cheap international money transfers for everybody, just everyday people. Stellar really is trying to target all persons, especially the underbanked and the unbanked around the world. So you could technically say that XLM is for the people and XRP is for big financial institutions. And like the article says, both solutions have pretty similar codes. Although 6 months after launching, Stellar updated the codes to accommodate their target market. And remember, the target market for Stellar is the people. It's an open source blockchain, as to where XRP or Ripple is a private blockchain. So that's a brief history on the project's origin stories. And I hope that information was helpful. All right, real quick, if you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button. And if you like what you see, remember to hit the like button and share it with your friends. I wanted to mention before I dive into the partnerships with Stellar is the ISO 222 compliance. And like in my last video about XDC, XLM is also compatible with the new banking standards of the ISO 222. And I found a great article that goes more into detail about the ISO 222 and the cryptos that are currently compliant. But I do want to point out this keynote from the article, and it says, ISO 222 would consolidate all of these messaging formats into a single language, XML. And it says, notably, the SWIFT put its support behind the standards in 2018. The organization is migrating its members to the ISO 222 standard. And it also says the US government is helping to greatly expedite the adoption of the ISO 222 standards, as well as the Federal Reserve Board, FSR, is saying now that the Federal Reserve Bank will adopt the standard in late 2023. And the date has been pushed back a little bit. It's been pushed back. 2025 is when it will be fully adopted, is the new track. I just wanted to point that out. I truly believe that this is really crucial going into the future. As you start to dig and do your own research, you'll see it as well, I believe. So now I do want to jump over to some of the partnerships with XLM, and then we'll end with the importance of CBDCs, our central bank digital currencies, and we'll wrap the video up. I know at the beginning of the video, we saw the news stories where Australia and Brazil are teaming up with the blockchain project in hopes to advance their payment systems. Okay, right away, we see some big hitters. MoneyGram, that's huge, as well as Circle. And if you've been following me or any crypto news at all, you know Circle is just a form of JP Morgan Chase. And they currently have the top stablecoin, in my opinion, which is USDC. And it's currently on the Stellar blockchain, which is huge. It's the top stablecoin. and JP Morgan Chase is on that, but we'll look at all projects. Okay, so jumping over to some of the applications that are actually built on Stellar. Like we mentioned earlier, you saw MoneyGram along with Circle, CoinMe, which allows users to purchase crypto using their debit card or credit card or cash. Also have Bankhouse Vonderhike, and this is one of the oldest banks in the EU, and they're going to be using their euro-backed stablecoin on the Stellar network. That's a big deal. And we know the USDC is also on the network. There's another one that I wanted to point out, and that is PayZapp, Stellar payments using WhatsApp. That's pretty large, and there's so many others. I'm kind of saving the best for last. I now want to talk about IBM's partnership with Stellar. And IBM, everybody knows IBM. It's right along there with Microsoft, and some might even argue that Microsoft's origins come from IBM, but that's a whole nother story. And IBM's WorldWire will actually be used for cross-border payments on the Stellar network blockchain. And this partnership is strictly focused on cross-border payments, and it reads, millions of businesses around the world contribute to nearly $2 trillion in cross-border payments each year. The most common method for the US businesses to move funds around borders is SWIFT, which takes a considerable amount of both time and money. So IBM has come up with a cross-border payment solution, and they have decided to partner with Stellar. And I'm gonna quickly jump over to this article, which does a pretty good job explaining the partnership. But I wanted to highlight something that this article says, and it says, the WorldWire platform has payment locations in 72 countries with 48 currencies and 46 banking endpoints. I think that's pretty huge. But anyway, we'll go over to IBM's website, and I'll leave all of these links in the description. And you can clearly see here the current international payment system today is versus what IBM's looking forward to doing with their WorldWire system. You can see that the Stellar protocol sits right in the heart of their cross-border payment system. So I advise everybody to read up on this a little bit more so you can have an understanding of how this works and their partnership, which is crazy. They have so many partnerships and they're continuing to grow. All right, as promised, now let's jump over to the CBDCs. And we're just going to quickly touch on these. I know a lot of people aren't sure what they are. Okay, so I'm not going to dive too deep into understanding CBDCs, but I do suggest that everyone download this Understanding CBDC guide. It's really good. And so I'll just read the landscape of CBDCs so everyone can have a general understanding on the importance of this. So it reads, the CBDC landscape. The evolution of digital money is taking hold as policymakers and central bankers explore the idea of government-backed assets on blockchain called central bank digital currency, or CBDCs. More than 90 countries are either researching or developing CBDCs. Many see the direct advantages for their citizens and economies: decreased dependence on cash, less friction in international payment channels to better financial access, and programmability options. CBDC's design presents a myriad of decisions and challenges that policymakers need to weigh as they chart their next course for the digitization of money, decisions that will shape the future global financial system. And that's all I have for everyone. I hope this video was informative and you learned something. And if you liked it, go ahead and hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button along with the bell so you're notified whenever a new video is released. All right, and just a quick little recap. Today we went over the Stellar blockchain, we touched on what its purpose is, as well as a little bit of its origin story. And then we jumped into the ISO 222 compliance that it has, as well as the partnerships that they plan to bring and that they currently have worldwide. I appreciate everybody's time. And until next time, that's all I have. Thank you. Oh, and next, we will be deep diving into our next potential blue chip crypto, and that's going to be XRP. So stay tuned for that. And I'll redrop a video on some crypto secrets while you guys wait on this one. I appreciate it. Until next time. Thank you.